Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Psycho Gold and today we're going to be checking out Mob Psycho 100 episode 6. Yes ladies and gentlemen, we are now practically halfway through the series and this is probably one of my favourite series, and I know I said that about My Hero Academia as well, but honestly, Mob Psycho 100 completely took me by surprise at how much I actually enjoy this show. I really didn't expect to get this much hype out of a show. I thought it was going to be a more subdued show than One Punch Man or anything along those lines, but actually this one is just as crazy as One Punch Man. It's just as epic as Overlord in My Hero Academia, and I really hope that this show either has a satisfactory conclusion or that there's another season coming out at some point, but so far I'm really enjoying it, and last episode was absolutely fantastic and left us on that, not cliffhanger, but left us on that revelation that Mob is not alone in his body. His brother and I both believe that there is another entity occupying his physical form, and that something else is rattling around in that brain of his that comes out to play when he goes, or when he becomes unconscious, or maybe as well when he goes to sleep. Now I don't expect the show to carry on from that thought. I think that's probably going to be left alone for a little bit and then we'll come back towards the end of the series, but you never know. I didn't expect Mob to have another explosion so quickly, but he did, even though this time it was sadness, not rage. But even so, he still managed to cause quite a lot of damage and destruction. The really interesting question that I have is his psychic powers, you know, they're so ridiculously powerful, but are they his powers, or are they the powers of the entity within him? Because if they're his powers, then at some point I'm guessing he's going to have to deal with whatever it is that's inside of him and confront it head on. But if they're the entity's powers, then that could lead to an interesting conversation? That could lead to an interesting confrontation in its own right, but will he want to get rid of the entity, or will he have to kind of make those sorts of decisions? Because he doesn't want the psychic powers anyway, he just wants to be good at sport and impress girls. He's a pretty average kid, mentally speaking, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens as the show goes on. So without further ado guys, let's jump straight back into the show and see what episode 6 has in store for us. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I think this is in the past again. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. So we got the brother who desperately wants psychic powers more than anything. But who is apparently still actively trying to make psychic stuff work. Oh, Hadouken! Oh, okay. He gets quite frustrated by the fact he can't, Albert gets. Discord. To become one. No! Oh dear, his conning might have actually turned. Oh, okay. Oh! Shoryuken! Okay, that was unexpected. That was definitely a Shoryuken. Oh, I wouldn't say that. I'm not convinced that he is the one in complete control. I mean, he might be. It could all just be, you know, if he's repressing himself so much, then maybe there's not possessed by anyone. It might just be his emotions. Yeah, still protecting Kageyama. I like that. Oh, except he's right there. Whoa, they actually apologized. That's... I'm actually quite surprised he apologized, to be honest. He's on the student council as well, and he's pretty smart. Yeah, I don't like the look of that council head. That just looks weird. Yeah, that's not Kageyama, whoever you are, strange random dude. Okay, so they did go out together. Interesting. I didn't think he would. What? Is he does he think he's his brother, or is he actually talking to him? Don't try to act like your brother. Oh, okay, maybe not then. Get out of the road, dude. Oh, that's good. He's starting to actually be able to keep going. In inverted commas. Alright, dude, calm down. I love his commentary running in the background. It's like... less useful than email. Yeah, I was gonna say, it is a childish pipe dream, but it just so happens to be the same one I have, deep down, so... Okay. That explains why he probably looks so weird. What the hell is he living in? So what's gonna happen then with this dude from the student council who's just been randomly introduced? I'm confused. I thought Kageyama was the real name of Mob. Oh, it's the last name, isn't it? No, don't worry. Ignore me. So is he planting something in there to frame him for something? Oh, wait, what? What's going on here? That almost looked like he had powers as well. For a brief second. Oh. So what have they done? Just taken apart all of the recorders and just scattered them around the room? That makes no sense whatsoever, but whatever. Yeah, everybody in the class now thinks it was him. Oh, okay. He is really getting all into this. Oh dear. Oh! I'm guessing that would be a no. But yeah, like, at my school, the teachers wouldn't... Okay. Okay. How weird. But yeah, teachers wouldn't allow that many students to be unsupervised, even if the council did exist. And I was on the student council, but it really didn't have anywhere near as much power as this stuff. As they do in these Japanese shows. Yeah, sorry dude, he's telling the truth. He doesn't have psychic powers, but what he does currently have is a load of guilt. Oh! Oh. Hey, he's alive-ish! And that means he has psychic powers after all. Okay then. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mob Psycho 100 episode 6, and that was a hell of a cliffhanger to leave us on. Turns out, his brother does have some psychic abilities, which I did kind of have the impression he might get. So yeah, that reveal was kind of out of nowhere. I mean, I think they did a good job of setting up his character and showing that he doesn't have, you know, he started off as being almost like the perfect brother. He's doing well at pretty much everything. He's smart, he's athletic, the girls seem to like him, but deep down he just wants to be like his older brother. But, you know, psychic powers isn't something you can just train yourself towards, but it looks like he does have psychic powers, and he does have, they're either very late developing, or they've always been bubbling beneath the surface and he's just never been able to control them. Because I actually wondered if it wasn't actually Mob who was breaking the spoons, or sorry, bending the spoons at the dinner table, whether or not it was his brother, and his resentment towards the fact that his brother has these psychic powers. He was kind of subconsciously making him look like he, you know, he's a fool. You know, he's bending the spoons just as he's about to take a mouthful. And I did wonder whether or not it was his brother doing it, but he doesn't even realize he's doing it because he has no control of his powers whatsoever. But then I thought, well, it can't be that because he doesn't see the ghosts that, you know, when the green spirit that was following Mob around, which apparently is not erased as we all thought. But he can see him now, and that brings so many questions, like, okay, so he now does have psychic powers, and they're now working, but also, how is... was his name Dimple? How is he alive? Or undead? Because we thought that the other Exes... we thought that the other Esper completely erased him from existence, so that's going to be interesting to see how that gets explained. But then he did say that he was a very powerful spirit himself, so maybe he was able to survive, you know, cling on with the last few fractions of his spirit. But he hasn't gone and found Mob, which is interesting, because they were almost kind of, not friends, but you know, they were kind of chilling and hanging out together, even though he was doing it because he just wanted to control him. But he did defend him when it looked like the other Esper was going to win, which was kind of nice. Didn't succeed, but it was kind of nice. So yeah, this episode didn't really actually show us much of Mob, apart from the fact he found another adult Esper who had very dark red aura around him and basically said that, no, I don't want to mess with him. He's got very negative vibes, and just kind of left him to it. But majority of this episode was more about developing the character of his brother, and the fact that he's done some not very nice things, which, again, I don't think he's going to be feeling very good about himself, which is just going to lend himself to going down what I suspect will be a darker path than his brother. I can't see him making the same moral high ground decisions, especially since he just set up that other student, which was a shame because it looked like he was about to join the Body Improvement Club and make some new friends who were going to probably steer him in the right direction, try and get him out of the fact that he wants to be like the leader of a gang. I really like those guys in the Body Improvement Club. They seem like they are genuinely nice guys, and they always try and do the right thing, which is very much against their stereotype. But overall has been my experience of some people when I used to go to gyms and that. There were some genuinely nice people there who were only interested in helping you. But there were the stereotypes as well. So, yeah. It's kind of nice though to see them represented in a kind of light. I also found it interesting that we got the head of the student council. We got to see quite a lot of backstory for him, which surprised me because I thought, well, why are we seeing this guy's backstory? Is he going to be important to the story as we go forward? But now that we've seen that Shinji has developed psychic powers as well, then yeah, maybe we're going to see more of the head of the student council, and we're going to see Shinji's development. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that at some point we're going to get a confrontation between Mob and Shinji, and the two brothers are going to have a psychic confrontation. Even if it's a one-sided confrontation, because we'd have no clue how powerful Shinji's going to end up being. I mean, if he's half as powerful as his brother, then that would be a fight for the ages. God knows what that would be like if those two are equal in power levels. I mean, wow. But all in all, dudes, this episode has left me extremely excited to see where the series goes from here. I can't wait to check out episode 7. I'm just left with more questions right now than comments about how the episode went itself. I just really want to know what's going to happen next. So I think I'm going to end this one here, and I'm going to do exactly that. So, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought of this episode, and what your thoughts and predictions were at this point when you were watching the series for the first time. And as always, if you're new around here, don't forget to click that subscribe button, and if you want to see episode 7 and beyond, they are already over on Patreon, so if you want to go join the Patreon, you guys can check that out right now. But that's all for me for today, guys, and as always, I am Psycho Gold, and I will see you in my next video. Psycho Gold, out.